This is the new A.B.S. survival system. Everything in this kit is what you would need to get through a difficult time, be it an emergency, something you'd have to flee your home, something that you could keep in your car in case of a disaster. You would have everything you need in this pack to get you and your family through the worst of times. Now, just because you have a backpack full of things doesn't mean that you can easily just have everything you need in your backpack to get through it. You can say, oh, I have a backpack, I'm good to go. But that's really not good for you if you don't test your equipment and figure out how it all works. Now, let me give you the overview of what's in this pack. First of all, we have a 6x8 polypropylene tarp, a 50-inch by 60-inch fleece blanket, an emergency blanket, a yellow umbrella which can be used for cover It can be used for signaling. It can be used for a lot of different things, and if you don't like yellow and you want to actually stay hidden, it wouldn't be hard to get some dirt and grass and grab some bark and boil it down and get some of that brown out of there and mix it in to make a camouflage colored umbrella. But either way, while you're hiking and walking, this can even keep the sun off you. A very useful item. A decent poncho, not a trash bag with armholes in it. A very decent poncho that's going to last. Some good work gloves if you're going to have to be cutting up some branches and some twigs and things. You don't want to cut your hands out in the woods. If it's cold, you have a wool hat and or a knit hat and gloves. One size fits all. You have a hunting knife, which can be used for chopping wood, for batoning wood down. It's a very solid knife. Inside the knife is a compass and an additional emergency kit, fishing kit, strike matches, strike anywhere matches, things like that. Here you have your saw, a good heavy-duty saw which will cut through anything. I've tried them, they're fantastic. A shovel. There's a lot of uses for your shovel. One of them's in the Bible. Look it up. I think you'll figure out what to use your shovel for. Some stakes to stake down your tarp. A file if you have to sharpen anything, or your own fingernails, or you name it. A lot of uses for a double-sided file. We have twine, duct tape, rope, a metal coat hanger. Metal coat hangers can be used for a lot of things. If you're in the middle of a disaster zone and you see some stuff in a car, you got to get into it, you might be able to pop the lock real easy. You can use it to wire things down, tie things up, fix things. A lot of uses for your coat hanger. Here you have 24-ounce stainless steel bottle for boiling your water. The only way you're truly going to get the disease and germs out of your water is boiling it. Okay? You would boil your water to a rolling boil for 1 full minute. And that way all the pathogens and everything is out of the water and it's safe to drink. If you don't have time to boil your water and you're on the run, let's say, or you got to go, you could fill this up and use your chlorine tablets, and this removes the chlorine flavor. So you have your Coleman water purification right here, and you can fill up your bottle and keep going. Most people don't have this in their pack. A daisy slingshot for hunting, for self-defense. David killed Goliath with a slingshot, so I think this is a no-brainer to have something like this in your pack, and you wouldn't have to worry about having a gun or getting in trouble having a gun in a martial law situation. This is all you need to keep somebody back or at bay, and one good placed rock with this thing will kill most small game. Get a compass. You're going to get 20 wire ties. Some people might just put a couple in there. I'm going to give you 20. You never know what you're going to need them for, okay? 2 candles. 2 flashlights. I believe in double and triple redundancy on everything to make sure if one breaks or one fails, you have a backup. You have a headlamp because you, at night, you don't want to be holding a flashlight and trying to do some work. You can't do it. You need 2 hands. You don't want to try to hold this with your chin and your cheek, your elbow. You don't want to try to do that. You put your headlamp on, keeps your hands free. Also, when you're walking through brush and such, a headlamp is perfect because you keep your hands in front of you where they're supposed to be to move the brush aside. You also have a one-handed tactical knife. That's good for your pocket with lanyard loop. This hunting knife here also has a lanyard loop on it. Lanyard loop area, mostly everything here you can hook up a lanyard loop. You can put it on your belt and make sure you don't lose anything. Here's a guideman multi-tool with saw, with knife, with file. It's got all kinds of things in here. That comes on a pouch. You can put that right on your belt. Save weight in your backpack and on your fanny pack. If it was a chemical disaster, now I don't have a chem suit here. I don't have a full gas mask. But let's say there was a volcano, which has happened before. You could be in the wrong place at the wrong time. You could have a fissure break open and poison gas come out. We live near a chemical plant here in Indiana. You could have a chemical plant explosion, and you got to get out of the house and get out of the area. Here are chemical goggles and a mask, two masks here. So you can cover your face and get out of the area. You can put the poncho on to keep the chemicals off your body at best. You can use your rubber work gloves to protect your skin. A lot of different uses here for these tools. 2 bungee cord, heavy duty, very good bungee cords. Now if you're looking to be found, a signal whistle. That would go with your signal yellow umbrella to make a symbol, a signal people can see and hear. There are 3 heavy-duty 3 mil 55-gallon drum liners. Now that, you can see from the thickness of the bag, these aren't junky things. It's very hard. Like, you can't rip through this. I mean, this stuff is really tough. You can sleep in this. If you triple bag them and pull yourself up into a ball, get down inside with your blanket, with your emergency blanket, you can handle just about any storm. This thing will keep you dry. This will keep you warm. This can be used to store water. If you have to get a whole bunch of water, you can put it in your 55-gallon one of your bags. You could store food that you're picking up, berries and nuts. You could put small twigs in here, throw it on your back like a hobo sack. You can use these for a lot of different things. So it's not just to jump in it as an emergency sleeping bag. It's got multiple uses. Just like the 4-gallon hefty Ziploc bags I threw in here. Multiple uses for these things, even if it is just to keep your stuff dry, if it is for water storage, if it is for food storage. You have a lot of uses for your 4 bags here. You got your tarp to give you your covering. You have a cook set. Fork and spoon. You obviously have your knife. A pan to cook in. 4 pieces of tin foil that would open up and be larger. You can cook in on this if you're on the go and you want to chuck the tin foil, or you can line your pan here and not have to worry about doing any dishes afterwards and heat your food in here and keep moving. I throw in 2 throwaway aluminum pans. Same reason. You might want to heat your food and get out of the area. You might be on the run. Say there's a disaster here and you have to go on foot. I happen to live near the New Madrid Fault in the middle of the country, and if we had an emergency here of an earthquake or something like that and everything is destroyed, I might have to leave on foot to get my family to a hotel, to get my family someplace safe. Now everybody and their brother is going to be on foot trying to get to that same hotel. So if I'm on my feet trying to get us out of here, I don't want to spend time making a nice warm lunch. I don't want to spend time trying to clean my pans. I'm probably going to eat a Pop-Tart that's going to be on my hip in this pack right here. I'm going to give one to my kids and say, we got to keep moving. When we stop for the night, the first 2 nights, we might even just stop for a rest and keep going. Who knows how far we can get? You can walk 20 miles a day if you're trained enough, if your feet are good, if you have the right socks and shoes, if you're trained for that, you could do 20 miles in a day. If I can keep moving and I can use this and not have to worry about stopping and cleaning things up, I'm going to get to where I have to go faster. So I'm going to give you 2 throwaways here. I'm going to give you a real metal pan here. I'm going to give you 4 pieces of tin foil. You have many different ways of cooking your food. Plus, you're going to have a stirring spoon, which you're going to be able to use. And if there's a backup, if you lose your one shovel, you could use this as another shovel. But I would say it's your cooking kit. You're also going to get a small cooking grill. And you'll be able to put this between 2 logs and cook on it, or between 2 rocks, whatever you can find, and you can use this as your grill. You could just put the tin foil right on this and continue to cook over this and your tin foil and reuse it, reuse it, reuse it. Now we have a fire kit that comes with this. You're going to have a bottle completely filled. There should be 7 cotton balls completely soaked and just saturated with Vaseline. Now the Vaseline has a dual purpose. Not only will you light a fire with this, and will that cotton ball last for 8 minutes. Even in the rain, 8 minutes this will last on fire. You can use that Vaseline in here for medical purposes, for your lips, for any kind of wounds. You want to clean out your wounds or keep dirt out of it, your Vaseline is going to work for multiple purposes. So I keep that in a small bottle. You have some Brillo and a 9-volt battery, one way to start fire. You have 3 lighters in your system, okay? 3 lighters to use, and a fire striker. And in the front of this, you have a magnifying glass. I have that padded in here so that won't get scratched. In your fire kit, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 ways of fire, and you have instant fire with you at all times. In the fanny pack, I throw in some candy just to keep you going, but the food is up to you. I could throw in bags of water and food in here that you might not eat. I'm allergic to oats, can't eat them. I know some people that are lactose intolerant, that are wheat intolerant. I don't want to put food in here that you can't eat. That's up to you. I've given you everything to get you to where you got to go safely and survive it. But you got to be smart enough to put some water and food in your own pack. Okay, that's up to you. There's a medical kit in here. in your kit, I have triple antibiotic ointment, gauze, wrap, super glue. Your super glue can be used to suture your wounds, and it can be used to fix anything in your pack that you need to be repaired. There's diarrheal medicine. You have Band-Aids. You have another packet of Vaseline, a whole box of Vaseline I put in here. Now, if you don't need this for your medical purposes, you could use this to start fires on twigs and brush. You can use anything on the ground, dip it in this thing, and you have a fire for several minutes. Again, more surefire. I like to make sure everything in here has double and triple uses, and I like to double and triple everything in the set in case you lose part of your kit. Unless you gotta go immediately and leave something behind, you can have everything you need in your fanny pack. Okay? Your fanny pack should have everything you need that would be instantaneous at your fingertips. Your knife, carabiner, flashlight, gloves, compass, your slingshot, hand gel. Okay, these kind of things, your multi-tool. That should all be right in your fanny pack here so you can grab it quickly and keep walking and keep going. This pack will have everything you need in it when you arrive where you got to go. But in the meantime, you may have problems that you're going to need a tool on this table or something quickly. Like you might want to start a fire as you stop before you even pick up your firewood. Well, in here, in the side packs, I have 4 cotton balls, again, saturated with Vaseline. Instant fire right here in this little pouch. Okay, so we have another fire kit. Over here, we have 2 lighters. So you could throw that cotton ball down, grab a couple twigs and leaves and whatever you see right there, throw it on top, grab the lighter on this side, start your fire, let those twigs start to catch, start picking up your wood, then put your pack down. I mean, you could be in a rush and you got to get going. So I want to make sure your pack has everything you need in it on your hip at all times, and everything that would also keep the weight down off of your backpack. I got the backpack down to about 15 pounds. All of this can fit in a backpack and this pack and be at around 15 to 16 pounds. Anything else you add to this, that's up to you. Anything for your creature comforts, that's up to you. But everything else in here will keep you alive, keep you safe, keep you fed. You'll be able to cook, you'll be able to see at night, you'll be able to protect yourself, and you'll be able to even keep yourself amused. We have playing cards. I put a Bible in here. It'd be nice if you guys read this anyway, no matter what. But here's something to read. You might need to write a note. You might need to stick it on a tree, tell people where you're going. If you're lost in the woods and you can leave a note, well, they tell you should stay put. As soon as you realize you're lost, you stay put, because the emergency personnel can follow your tracks or figure out where you were in that vicinity and find you. If you keep trying to get out, you can even go deeper into where you are, into wherever it is you're lost, and they're not going to find you. If you do decide you have to leave a note. Let people know what's going on. Write it down. Write an arrow. Tell people where you're going. Or this might be for your own memory, where things are. Write notes to yourself. Write notes of what you did, where you found things. Try to make maps for yourself. A notepad and pen, very important. Now, also in your medical kit are, most ladies will know what these are. And if you're a guy and you don't know what this is, come on, get with it. You'll figure this out. This can be used for feminine purposes, but it can also be used if you have a major gash. You can put this on your arm and it'll soak up the blood. You would put down some triple antibiotic ointment, wrap the pad up. You can use duct tape to seal that on if it's that bad. You can use duct tape to seal a wound. There are so many uses for this kit, okay? But you're going to use your gauze and a nice heavy pad, and you're going to be able to soak up any blood in any situation. This is in a watertight, sealed box, and it's red, so you remember you're red for medical. So you're going to have a medical box in here all sealed up. In your kit, you're going to have a signal mirror, okay? You're going to have a signal mirror, and if you really need to be fashionable, it's got a comb on the brush on the other side. But I don't think you're going to need the brush. I think you're going to need the signal mirror to give yourself some protection. Also, signal mirror is useful for if you've injured yourself, you got stuck in the eye, you got some dust in your eye, you got hit in the back with something and you're scratched and bleeding, you can't see, you can use the mirror to look behind you and to see what's going on. Now, you have 2 tissues. You have, there should be in the case, and it's not here, Baby wipes, I put a stack of baby wipes in here. They're all sealed in a bag. The baby wipes are good for multiple purposes. I think you know what you use the baby wipes for. Let's not go into any more details with that. Now, here's your fishing kit. Fishing kit for a hand line, also in a tightly sealed lid. You have worms, 700 yards of 4-pound test line, hooks, bobbers, lures, and weights. And I put in some eyelets here. If you find a nice sapling, pull off all the branches. Make sure it's a decent size, not too long. Screw in these 3 eyelets. Use your hand tool. Crimp them shut. And now you have a fishing pole that you can put your line through it and hold it out a little further from the edge of the water. And you can use your hand line this way and pull the line through. So I'm not going to put a fishing pole in here, but you can make one with what's in this kit. Okay, so you have your fishing gear, and inside the medical or your personal hygiene, bug spray, you're going to need it. I don't put a little bit, I put a lot because you don't know where you're going to be. Baby powder is a necessity for all the areas you're going to have rubbing, from your backpack, on your armpits, between your legs, your groin, your feet. You got to keep your feet dry. Soap, toothpaste, toothbrush, a bandana for filtering water, cleaning yourself, getting stuff off your face, for you name it. There's plenty of uses for a bandana, and a towel, a chamois towel that you can dry yourself off with in about 15 seconds, and squeeze it out and it's dry again. All of this will be in your pack. For the most part, everything will be like you see it. There might be a change of companies here and there, of products, but you're going to get essentially all of this gear right here, enough to save your life. So if you have any other questions, please email me. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any ideas for us to make a better kit. But at this point, I think after all my years of backpacking, 20 years of backpacking, hiking and climbing, many years in law enforcement, training and shooting, training in hand-to-hand combat, you name it, I've done it as far as outside. I used to run events for 20 people or more for camping events. So I've tested this kind of equipment out, and this will work and save your life. Now the topic of discussion would be food. In the system we sell, the A.B.S. survival system, we have everything we need in this backpack to keep you safe, to keep you secure, to give you coverage at night, to make fire, shore fire, to make sure you can purify water that you find. Or you might bring with you water, that's fine, bring all the water you want. It just gets heavier and heavier the more water you bring. This pack right here, with all the survival gear, is less than 15 pounds. Right about 15 pounds, and that's not bad. I'm picking that up with one finger. That's not bad. Now, with the pack, I use a haversack. Now, the haversack would hang on your side and would have all the gear you need to grab instantly and keep moving. Also, the water bottles that come with the pack have a carabiner on the top. You would hang it on your belt, and that way it takes the weight off your back and weight off your other pack over here, and you can even your weight and have water right at your fingertips. This is something you can boil your water in. Like I said before, all you got to do is bring this to a rolling boil for 1 minute. You've purified the water, you got all the germs out of it, all the pathogens that can hurt you. You can stick this directly in the fire. Obviously, take off the plastic cap, stick it right in the fire, watch it boil for 1 minute. Once it's done, get it 2 sticks, pick it up, take it out of the fire, let it cool, and you have pure drinking water to drink that is safe. Now here's the thought for you. Food. Now when you're moving, you got to go during the day. You might have to travel X amount of miles a day to get to where you got to go. I would recommend something that gives you energy, that gives you sugar, that gives you some fat, that gives you everything you need. Now, while you're moving, you don't have to cook food. You don't have to stop and make a fire, find wood, clean dishes. You don't have to do all that. I would recommend something like Pop-Tarts. Doesn't mean you have to buy Pop-Tarts. You can get Cliff Bars, you can get granola bars, you can get your favorite bar. Just don't get like a dietary bar. You want something that's going to give you a lot of fat content and some sugar to give you energy to keep you going. Now, Pop-Tarts would be great to keep in your pack because I can eat this while I'm walking. I can keep moving. I don't have to stop. I can put 2 or 3 of these in my BDU pockets. If I keep this with me, I always have food right here in my leg. I can reach in, eat, keep walking, hand something out to my kids. We can keep walking. I don't have to heat up any food. Pop-Tarts, number one. I think this is a great idea for you. Even store-bought, store brands, you know, Acme brand Pop-Tarts, generic Pop-Tarts, they're fine. They have a shelf life of, I think, 6 months to a year. So I would cycle through them quickly, but I keep 2 boxes of these in the car at all times. This will keep us for a couple of days without heating up any meals. Now, that would go in my side pack on my side. Let me show you, this is the food pack. I have a family of 5 that I have to take care of. I have 3 children and a wife and I. We all have, obviously, food requirements of our day to keep us going, but I want to make sure that we have energy, that we have nutrients, and we're not just pouring sugar down our throat eating Pop-Tarts. So what I did was, came up with a pack. This pack is about 15 to 18 pounds. Now, if it's not as many people in your family, you can lessen how much you have in here. But if this is going to sit in my car, and I could put this heavier pack on my back, which is not that bad, and this is even lighter, and this on my wife's back, we would have what we need to get our family through a situation. In here, I've put even water, so I have instantly pure water to drink. That's been run through a water filter. Let me give you everything we got in here. Okay, in that backpack, we have all-day pain relief and aspirin, okay? Multivitamins. You're going to need nutrients, and I know you're not going to get as much as you need from Pop-Tarts, so if you're going to supplement with vitamins, you should have a good set of multivitamins with you. And here's just store brand. They're generic. Doesn't matter. Multivitamins. Now, fat content. And this is real cheese. I hate to say it's real cheese, but it's real cheese. This, as I would say, squeezy cheese. You could put this on crackers. You could put it on toast. You can mix it in with your rice, your beans. You can do a lot of stuff with this, even just for flavoring. Because what I have in here are rice mixtures, cream of wheat, grits. I have all these kind of mixtures in here that you might want to flavor up grits with some cheese and butter. All right? You might want to have some peanut butter on crackers. Here's a lot of beans. That'll keep us going with our protein. In here, beef jerky, butter flavor. So I want to make that rice I have in here taste oh so good. Seasonings. This is a seasonings blend, okay, like an Italian season. More beef jerky. I could flavor with a little bit of meat. I got a ton of rice. I have, this is pre-mixed cream of wheat mixed with cinnamon and sugar. It's ready to go. All you got to do is boil it. Over in here, bouillon cubes. I can make 20-some containers of soup mixed with the rice. I have chicken and rice soup. I want to put a little flavor with it. I can add my own seasoning. So just because you're out in the wild doesn't mean you can't have a nice dinner. Doesn't mean I can't flavor things with some beef jerky, have a little meat with it, okay? Oatmeal. The instructions are written on a piece of paper in here. That's why in my pack that I sell, I have a measuring cup. So I can make oatmeal, I can make cream of wheat, I can make rice. This here is Carnation Instant Breakfast. This one right here, Carnation Instant Breakfast mixed with powdered milk. All you gotta do is add water, and the instructions are in here, how much you need. I have it written down in here. Everything you need for several meals and a quick drink to give you energy and give you power and nutrients to keep going is right here. Plus, if you just want to mix this as milk to put on your cereal, if you like a little milk on your cream wheat or on your oatmeal, you can mix this up and make a nice dairy drink. All it requires is water. Try to have as much water as you need for 1 cup of each or 2 cups of each for several days. So right now, I have everything I need for my family with this backpack system, this food pack. I have everything I need to keep walking, to get where we have to go, give us all the food we need, and give us nutrients. Okay? This in here is a pancake mix. All you do is add water. So with all the pans and everything I have in here, I have everything I need to give us not only a decent amount of food, a good amount of fat protein, a good amount of animal protein, some good natural peanut butter mixed with beans. You got protein right here. If I can get the right food in our bodies, we are going to be much healthier for our walk. We're not going to be susceptible to sickness. We're not going to be as tired as often. And we're going to have some variety, so we're not going to completely hate where we're walking. We're going to hate the walk, but we're not going to mind getting there. So here's everything you need as far as a little addendum as to how to make your pack go as far as you can, as best as you can. If you're a single person or just two of you, obviously you might only need half of this. If you want to make sure you have it all for under 20 pounds, how many days worth of food is this? 1 cup of rice is enough for, I believe it was 10 portions, 8 to 10 portions, small portion amount of food for everybody, okay? We have several meals of rice, several meals of oatmeal, a lot of meals of cream wheat. I love cream wheat. Mix in the beans with the rice, put in some butter on that, you're good to go. So you see the variety? I can mix and match. I can put some of the beef jerky in with the rice. I could eat the beef jerky standalone. I could put some cheese in with the grits. I could do anything I want. So just think about how you want to lay your things out, how you want to eat, what you like to eat, and put together something that is as simple as just needing water and a place to boil it. Here's a little tip for you. I'm showing you my A.B.S. survival system. Everything that was on the table that we showed you earlier is in this backpack and it's in this fanny pack. Everything you see here is all together. What I do is keep all my gear bungee corded right to the pack. If this is going to stay in the trunk of my car, I would have everything I need to grab my gear and go. Again, as I said in the video, this pack is only 15 pounds. So 15 pounds of gear. Now I just added on some clothes, good boots that you know are good, that you've walked in, that you've worked them out and made sure they're good for your feet. Have some good boots. In your boots, have additional clothing, t-shirts. In this side, socks and underwear. Now, if it hits the fan, you might need another pair of underwear. But at this point, you are definitely going to need 2 pairs of socks. Okay? So I don't care about the underwear as much as I care about your feet. Because if your feet break down, you have a mechanical failure of your feet, you're not going anywhere and you're no good to your family, your friends, or wherever you're trying to go, you're done. So what we do is make sure you always have extra socks with you to keep your feet dry. Make sure, as I said in my earlier video, baby powder. Keep a container of baby powder, even if it's full size, baby powder with your pack for your feet to keep your feet dry. At night, you've got to dry and clean your feet. Get the socks off. Let your feet breathe a little. Get some air to them. Make sure you powder your shoes so they're not going to be wet and damp when you put them on the next day. Okay? Anywhere you're going to have rubbing in the groin area, on your hips for your fanny pack, on your shoulders here for your back, on your strap, any of these areas you may need some baby powder. Now here, I used military clothing. A lot of people are going to say, oh, how typical, right? This is military spec clothing. This is made to last being out in the woods for days and weeks at a time. So I picked clothes that have multiple pockets on the legs, just like these BDUs right here. Okay? I like to make sure that I have multiple pockets at all times to store all my gear, so I don't have to have it on my back or on my hip. It's on my legs and my pockets everywhere. I usually have 2 knives on me at all times. So I have knives and tools and everything I need. Here is a whole outfit, pants and jacket. Now let's say you're outside for an extended period of time. You may need camouflage clothing for hunting so you can blend into the background if you go after any kind of game. So this serves a dual purpose. It's not to blend in with the military or pretend to be an army guy or pretend to be some survivalist extraordinaire that you could be Mr. G.I. Joe out in your camouflage. This is survival clothing that has stood the test of time. It's got double stitch seams. It is a heavy duty fabric. It's got multiple pockets, and you can use it for hunting. So this setup right here, you need to keep going, and your clothes and your boots, and they all stay together, and you keep them right on your backpack, like so. If I can get it wrapped up in here. And I can hook this right to the handle and have this sitting in my trunk, raring to go, everything I need. So if I was at work in nice clothes, nice dress shoes, and it hit the fan, where were you on 9/11? Were you at your office in dress clothes? Were you ready for a disaster? Those people weren't. Okay, most people had no idea something like that could happen. You have this in your trunk, you have an ability to get out of your work clothes, and it's something that's going to get you through. Okay, so here's a tip for you. Also, in your pack, make sure you provide food that's going to last. I'm going to put together another section showing you all the types of food and things you should have in your pack to give you the most energy you're going to need for being out in an extended period of time. Thanks for watching.